Hey Marvel Strike Force, we're coming in with video number 2 on defenses this week. I have not done well in Crucible. I've recorded this video 2 or 3 times. I'm not happy with how it's turned out. And let's just kind of jump into it. As you can see, I got defenses up on the screen. I've changed stuff. This is the third iteration of my defenses, and I'm very offensive heavy. I kind of think that's where we have to be. Um, I've tried to be kind of mid-tier offense. I've tried to be a little heavier defense, and it's worked pretty good for me up until this week. And as you can see, it's really changed. I want to talk about this later, though. Let's talk about this after we kind of like look through some of these rooms real quick. I'll try to be faster about it because I like to ramble. I've lost most of my rounds because of bad attacks. Part of it is because I've started running into this team. This team has got a win on me at least once every round so far. I tried the one shot at this round. It didn't work. I found out that this team makes this team not exist before it takes a turn. I then sacked their ability and then did it again. I also started running into a Mega Red Phoenix Force in 5, which is what I've been doing on defense. I tried the Star Jammers, it didn't work. I then had to clean it up, which then messed up all my other attacks this season, or this round, which was fine, but it is what it is. I also left Thanos at like 51%, which really sucks. Um, it is what it is. I've also been running in the Night Stalkers on defense a lot this round. Everybody has Night Stalkers on defense, and we're going to talk about that because it's playing a very big role in what I'm doing. I put Immortal here. Or sorry, Illuminati. Illuminati ran it over, no problem. Um, I had to move Night Stalkers here because I had to use Immortal in the other room. This is where I wanted to use Immortal. Night Stalkers came in, cleaned it up, no problem. I I messed up. The other thing you're going to see a lot in this video is I tried Vigilante in a lot of places, and Vigilante lost every time I've tried them. I kind of think Vigilante's broken, though. I think their speed stat thing might not be working. I haven't had a 100% chance to figure it out yet, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. I shouldn't have done this. I came in here with Black Cat and New Emma and Mercs for Money, got it cleaned up. Blocked the revive once, blocked the speed stat, good to go. I should have done that from the get-go. I also think this team's dead on defense because this team exists. It's very clean, as you can see. They just come in, hit Monkey can stun stun Wanda even through Morgan Le Fay's resistance because he has 1,000% resistance or 1,000% focus, and his stuns really early. So Captain Mustard's team kind of kills this team. Overall, not a great thing. I dropped multiple attacks. I dropped in 3 rooms. That's really bad. I think that's unacceptable. Like I told you in my original Crucible video, I was trying Spider Weaver in 2. Oh, let's go back to this. I've been running Mephisto plus Liberty in 1. I'm really happy with this because it usually pulls this team. And as you can see, 14-18, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a good efficiency score for a team that doesn't do anything to stop any of these mechanics. It's a hard counter, but not a hard counter, if that's a good way to put it. This one, I've seen a lot more people running Kahori on offense, which I told you I think Kahori on offense is probably the way to go. I still think that's true, so I got rid of the Spider Weaver. We're back to Loki, and we'll talk about that more at the end. But Spider Weaver's gone. He ran me over. That's fine. I've been trying to do different things in 3. I'm not happy with any of my results so far yet. But like I said, Wanda's Revenge I kind of think's dead. I was trying to do Orcus plus Ghost and Pav. It did do some stuff, but not enough. He took Old Man Logan in there, which is pretty acceptable in my opinion. It obviously took some damage, so it wasn't the worst. It just wasn't amazing. I've been running this room in 4 for most of the season now. It sometimes has one, but it has mostly done this. It's nothing special. It took 1 point off of each of them. It doesn't feel like it was good. 19-19 is not amazing. This is what I've been kind of seeing as results of my room 5, but I've also seen other results too, and we'll talk about those when we get into round 2. This guy tried to cabal it. It didn't work out for him, even with APOC. He then tried to hodgepodge it. I don't know why. I thought that was odd. And then he came in with Vigilante. I don't think Vigilante could have done this by themselves. So I don't think this would have been a one-shot. And then the last one, he took Odin Illuminati into my null team, which makes a lot of sense. That's a pretty fair counter. Let's go into round two. Round two, I had similar things happen. I changed my defense in this, and I'll show you. Let's go defense first, I think, so that way you can kind of understand what I've done. I took Mephisto out of 1 and put him in 4. I ended up putting Ultimus in here, which then forced him to use Immortal instead of like a Sinister 6 counter, which is great. He got a 2024, which is not amazing, but it took Immortal off of the speed rooms, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but we'll keep going. Like I said, I put Loki back in room 2. Room 2 got a win because he mirrored me. He took the same speed counters, Loki and Emma and Kahori, into this room, and he lost the coin flip. But I want to talk about this because this is a big deal. This guy has Night Stalkers on defense. This guy had Immortal already used, so 2 of the speed bar fills are already off table. That only leaves Kang. So, and we'll look at that when we go into room 5, but he lost it the first time and then won it the second time. And it's not the only thing this room's countering. Because of North Star, it's also countering Immortal in some degree. Because of the Fortifier on Kahori, it's also countering the Cabal matchup to some degree. It's a really solid mid-tier room. Room number 3. So because I told you I moved Mephisto to 4, we moved the Annihilators out of 4. They went into 3. This wasn't bad. 11-11. It got everything to half. This is probably the best Toxic room I've seen so far as getting to do like an efficiency hit. But again, I didn't think it was amazing. I actually went and watched this, and Ghost only gets to hit about 50% of the time right now. And it's part of the reason I think Thunderbolts need a buff on the full team. Is counterattacks really aren't counterattacks right now. Most of them have like anti-counterattack can't be built into their kits, which makes it feel terrible. But we'll get into that into a Thunderbolts video down the road. But overall, not terrible. I'm okay with it. But it's not the reason we lost the Crucible or won the Crucible. This is what happened. As you can see, he had Annihilators on offense. He had Null on offense. He had Odin on offense. He had all kinds of tools on offense, right? Well, he one-shot my super hard room, right? Or what's supposed to be super hard. You know, the Null stopped the Emma from getting speed up. The Null, Mephisto ulted and didn't even take up the half. Overall, it felt like this room didn't do much of anything. And it really is an expensive room to even try to do, because you're losing your Captain Britain piece, you're losing a Cabal piece, you're losing new Emma, who is very useful these days, and you're losing Mephisto. And it got one-shot by a whole lot of tools, but, I mean, if they're running all that stuff anyways and one-shotting it, that doesn't feel like it's worth it, right? That's kind of my opinion. So let's keep on going. He one-shot my Omega Red Phoenix Force. I'm actually really impressed that he got this one done. Again, he took in Cabal, he took in Kang, which is where we came back to that Kang problem. Because he brought Kang in here, he no longer had Kang for 2. I think that's super important because everybody's running on Night Stalkers on defense. Old Man Logan coming in here. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Even still, it was fine. That's one of the more efficient counters I've seen for this room, and good for him. Room 6. Well, I kind of did this one to myself. Because I took Mephisto out of 1 and no longer have the trap for Starjammers, Starjammers goes into the team it should go into, which is my Null team. It just kind of shuts it down, makes it disappear. And I knew this happened, and I don't know why I did what I did. I know why I did what I did. It's because I left myself 10 minutes to set defense. Alright, so overall, my defense didn't do amazing, right? We got 1 win, and he basically one-shot me across the board. Let's go look at mine. Well, we ran that same defense, and we didn't figure out a way to one-shot it. We instead sacked it once and went in there with Odin thinking we were fine. I disrespected what he was doing, and I got a win. It's fine. Again, I Starjammered his his Omega Red Phoenix Force. I will not be doing this probably anymore. I think there's better ways to do it. I just was like, well, let's give it a shot. Surely this time we can do it, right? Well, I killed the Omega Red Phoenix Force. I killed most of their members except for Strange somehow. And Strange revived before I got back to my turn, and everybody came back to life. I basically killed everybody twice. I killed Dark Phoenix twice. I killed everyone else twice. Like, it felt really bad. And that was just making mistakes. I think I could have one-shot this. I also think that I could have probably brought a better team. But it is what it is. The second team was my last attack. I had tons of extra characters. This is just me doing stuff. I even had Super Scroll on offense, which was just kind of dumb. Don't do it. Super Scroll needs to be on defense. He's still a good character, even if countered. Room 6. This also kind of led to my decisions for Room 4. I don't like having Captain Britain on defense if I'm going to run Illuminati. I just don't. I couldn't kill this Blade before he got his turn, even with stuns and things. Like, it just wouldn't die, and it felt terrible. And because of that, I couldn't make it happen. This was such a different outcome. I then got creative and tried Vigilante again. Vigilante didn't work out well. Even though I thought it would, it should have, because what should have happened is Nightcrawler goes first. He stuns Captain Mustard. It does nothing. He doesn't fill Speed Bar because Speed Bar doesn't work. Then it is Silver Sable's turn. She smears everybody in Disrupt and Heal Block, which should be fine, right? And then it should be a coin flip between Blade and Hitmonkey. And Blade, even if he goes, should hit Captain Mustard and Elektra because they're next to each other, and Captain Mustard's on the end, which should be fine. Then it should be Hitmonkey's turn. Well, that's not how that played out. What happened is the entire other team went before my entire team, which makes me think Speed Stat's not actually getting blocked with this team. So I don't know what's going on. We're going to throw that up. The Room 6 is broken, but I am a little concerned about this team right now. It may be broken. But I didn't have footage of it. I don't have a way to test it, and it is what it is. I don't know if it's an offense-defense thing. I don't know what's causing it. I then came in here with Nightcrawler and Old Man Logan, cleaned it up, no problem. But I basically lost the match at this point, and I knew it. Room 1, we took Immortal in here. No problem, got that cleaned up. Same thing as he did. We both got the same score. I definitely don't recommend Super Scroll with this team because Immortal already walks over it, so don't take Super Scroll and throw him away. I took Night Stalkers in here. I kind of think I need to level my Kestrel because one ping killed Kestrel. Felt really terrible. But this was fine. This was just Kestrel stopped the summons. The Night Stalkers came in here and obliterated stuff. Because I have two characters that are overpowered, he only has one, is what it is. I also, yeah, the whole thing was kind of weird. 3, I think there's better counters than what I did, but this worked. This is just Green Goblin Classic goes first and kind of just goes to town on because he has Speed Bar, Fill, and Crucible. Also works in War, but you have to bring another character. You have to bring like an Emma or something. But the Mysterio stops the immunity, and then you put all those negative effects on him and blah, blah, blah. Around you go. I think you basic with Mysterio and not use any of his other abilities that summon minions. I think I made a mistake there, so I took extra damage because Hitmonkey was pinging me every time a Mysterio minion took a turn. So food for thought for next time. And then we're back at this room where I didn't do well. So, knowing everything that we just saw there and all the mistakes I made and what we learned from our opponents who attacked better than us, what am I doing? I'm running Mephisto Liberty in 1 because I still really like this room. I still think it pulls Starjammers most of the time, which is phenomenal because it takes Starjammers away from all of these rooms. Because a lot of these rooms have Speed Bar Fill. Speed Bar Fill, Speed Bar Fill, Speed Bar Fill, Speed Bar Fill. I'm running 4 Speed Bar Fill rooms, and where one of the Speed Bar Fills is going into Mephisto. Perfect. Again, we've already kind of talked about number 2. I really love number 2. I'm not even considering changing it at all. Um, room 3, I'm only doing it because I believe in overpowered right now. Overpowered with this setup, it just kind of works. This worked before overpowered, so it should work now. I don't see any reason it shouldn't. If you're going to do something different, you could put Captain Mustard's team here. You could do about anything. Whatever's fine. Toxic's the worst room you have. Let's keep going. I am running the Thunderbolts in room 4. I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's good enough. It still has Pav in here, who's Pav's one of the faster characters in the game. He gives speed up. He then comes in here and gives Taskmaster and Victoria speed up. It does, if they tried to like Sinister Six this or something, then Super Scroll pops off. Unless they bring like a Captain Britain or something like that, which they can. That's fine. I fully expect this to get some sort of speed bar stop, and that's kind of what I'm expecting. I expect it to do about what Annihilator's got. It's not like it's over the top amazing. It still probably doesn't get a win. It probably is just efficiency off the top. What does happen is Victoria can heal these 2 members. These 2 members can retaliate because of the 3 members together. Super Scroll can ultimate and do damage. He's got 2 hero and 2 villain. Pav can give speed up to people and make them take damage. It's a room you at least have to respect, but it's not like a room that's over the top. I think it's probably counterable, but you at least got to think about it. Room 5, I'm still kind of doing the same thing. I haven't decided if I'm pulling leader or not. I really like leader in this room, but I really also think that leader may need to be on offense after seeing how things played out. I'm going to try to not need leader and not need Cabal, so that is kind of how I'm going to approach the next round of Crucible. It may cost me, but we're testing at this point. I want to see what happens. Room 6, I also want to find out what's happening there. It feels like it's bugged, but I want to know for sure. I also think this team kind of benefits from Room 6, even though there's some detriments also. Room 6 is supposed to be speed up gives negative stats, right? Well, I don't think, or it's supposed to be net neutral. So what happens in this team is some of the hard counters to this team that I'm aware of right now is like Sinister Six and Void Knight, things that flip their buffs really early in the match, because they get a lot of on-spawn buffs, but they don't really get like a chance to like restabilize or buff themselves back up for a long time. So things like Green Goblin Classic and things like that are quite good if they go first. Well, Green Goblin Classic fills speed bar on spawn. He's tied with the same speed as Silver Sable. So I think that's very interesting. Also, you can't reduce speed bar in this room because it's the Britain effect, so Green Goblin Classic can't reduce their speed bar. It makes for a very bad matchup. Void Knight doesn't fill speed bar on spawn, which means he no longer can flip all their buffs. So I think between those two kind of getting kicked out of the window, it makes the counters a little bit tougher. If you want to get past Captain Mustard easily, you have to deal with his vulnerable effect, whether that's like a Apocalypse or a Ares or whatever you want to do. I think it's at least sturdy enough that it should be not perfectly efficient, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm on the 100% offense, 100% or no defense plan. I've got Annihilators on offense, I've got Null on offense, I've got Odin on offense, I've got Illuminati on offense, I've got Old Man Logan on offense, Immortal, I've got Starjammers, Night Stalkers, and so I've got a lot of tools to be able to counter you. And that's kind of the way I'm playing it right now. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this kind of video? Did you like seeing my defense and my thoughts on why we went through what we did and why we changed it to be what it is? If you guys like these kind of videos, thumbs up the video, come like and subscribe. Come follow the channel.